Welcome to Parked Up Garage. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. And Adam, have you ever been busier than a blind man in a corn maze and just couldn't seem to find your way out? I'm having one like that. It just, man, it has been one. But you know what they say about eating elephants? No, Randy, not that one. The other one. Yeah, start at the back end and get the crappy parts out of the way first. Just saying. But, man, I'm going to tell you, this list over here they just keep adding on it. I'm like, yeah, y'all keep on with it. I'm going to get on it, but, don't expect me to wave no magic wrench, and y'all going to have everything you want here in just a couple of days. I'm going to help you out. I'm going to get you to where you can get your product delivered, but my goodness, give me a minute. They got everything from chain arms broke off of lift gates, chain arms bent that I got to straighten back out, blown head gaskets on reefer units. Yeah. I mean, I like it. I'm going to make $1.23, but it's going to take me a minute to get up on it. I can do it all. Sometimes you just can't do it all by yourself in a day. But I figured I'd get on here this morning and just say hi there, because it's been a minute. And but I may or may not show some of this. It don't seem like it goes over, like it needs to. But when I get to doing stuff at the house there, getting in there on the shop, getting that done up, doing some of that car stuff, I think that's going to be more like what people want to see. They ain't wanting to look at me out here working on this Class 8 stuff. And I don't really blame you. I don't like doing it myself, but it pays the bills. But y'all have a good one, and I'll catch up with you later. Bye-bye. All right, fellas. I know it's a little noisy in the background here, but I wanted to show you a little something, you guys that working out on the yard, doing regens on these trucks and swapping parts. Anytime you change that depth dosing valve, knock sensor, stuff like that, especially on a Volvo and a Mack, well, about anything really, make sure you get in there and you reset that information. Especially on these trucks, you got to get in there and reset that knock sensor, and then the learn system data, and let you know that you put that DEF valve in there. But a lot of times that guys don't know they got to do is, after you go in and reset that information, it's imperative before you put that thing in service, you go ahead and run a service regen on that thing. Let that system learn that first, before it goes down the road and it tries to do a running regen and it ain't got a clue what to do. So let me flip you around here. So just run that regen, and while you're doing it, just keep your eye on these NOx numbers down here, and you're going to see now that outlet's finally getting up to temp enough it's going to start reading. But you want to make sure the numbers are looking pretty good, and you want, at least 80% separation in that. But I know I said I wasn't going to show any more Class 8 stuff, but I thought about it, and I was like, well, if there's one of you guys out there that's doing it, you need to know that information. So y'all have a good one, and I'll catch you after a while. Bye-bye. All right, fellas, I want to show you something. There's another guy that works the yard here too. Actually, there's a couple more guys that work the yard, and he's got one in the Freightliner. Well, hey, you want to do it, but he uses Diesel Explorer, and it's a good program. But you got to make sure. Let me flip you around here. You got to make sure if you use it, like I like to use it because it's quick. You see that functionality level where it says professional? that means I'm using a version of it that you got to pay for. You know, it's $1,200, $1,300, $1,400 a year for that component to be able to use it. Or I think they'll let you make a monthly subscription payment. But this is what he ran into. I want to show it to you. This one's got the exhaust emissions controller, and if you look there, you got the after treatment 1 SCR conversion efficiency. Now it's coded there at least. Now, if you guys are using this, and with these bi-directional commands in here on it does a pretty stinking good job. I mean, I ain't gonna kid you. Now, I generally use a Detroit Diesel Link. I can just see a lot more with it. But you can do it with this, but you gotta know what you're looking at. I'm gonna flip you back around. Now, we're gonna go up here. We're gonna click on the bi-directional commands. Let's see. It's hard for me to hold this thing in my left hand and kind of show y'all a little bit. We're going to go into Detroit. We're going to go into EPA 10. And when you get over here into this side where you got the DPF, regeneration, ash, accumulation, reset, and all that, you're going to scroll on down here. And you're going to find... Hey, I'm trying to look over you guys. Oh, right there. The SCR efficiency test. Now, you're going to run down here. I don't have the truck running at the moment. Go down here and do start the command. Now, I'm not going to actually start this thing, but it's going to show you your engine speed, everything you need to see. Then you're going to get over here and it's going to have your NOx and everything, your outlet temperatures. It's a pretty good software. But if you look right here at the status, let me try to get it where you can see it. Now, when you guys start this test with this software, now you keep a watch on that. Anytime you run this routine and you're doing this SCR efficiency test, let that mug finish up. Now that status screen it's going to change. It's going to, when it starts, it's going to say routine started, and it's got several other variants that it goes through. And then when it gets into evaluation mode, I haven't seen it, you know, I've seen these Detroits take a couple of hours. When it finally makes it into where it's evaluating it, it can go another hour. Let it finish. When it gets done, especially if you have one that's done derated, and that mug won't run but 15 mile an hour, 5 mile an hour, depending on, you know, how bad it is. But let it finish. Now, if it will pass, it will lift your derate and it'll turn that light off and it'll let that truck go on. But also know this, if you're using this software and you put it in the test, there's a chance when you get done, if it fails the test, it'll go ahead and derate the truck. And then with this particular software, there's nothing you can do about it. You know, where if you got Detroit software, you can tell it a thing or three. But I wanted to show you guys that. So if you're using it and the thing is run an hour and a half, you're like, man, there's something wrong. It ain't doing it right. Yeah, it's doing it right. Watch that status block right there. And then when it goes into that it's evaluating, now it can be another hour, right? You know, best way to do this, especially if you're using Diesel Explorer, is run a service regen first. Get that mug hot and then immediately put it into this efficiency test. And odds are you're going to pass it. I've done it with this software just to make sure. And your chances of success are a lot higher if you let that mug regen first. Burn it, then immediately go into that test. But I wanted to show you all that, and I'm going to teach on him how to do that a little bit too. He's a little worried every once in a while when he tries it, but you know, here you go. I'm gonna show you a little something. Class in session. Y'all have a good one. I'll catch you later. You know, about 3 minutes and 13 seconds into the old, I'm gonna show you how to do this with what you got, I lost him. I don't mean like in clueless and I don't know what you're saying. I mean like I turned around, son of a gun, he was gone. So I went on ahead and put that thing in a regen, got her good and hot. And when she completed, I went ahead and put it in that Knox conversion test. And it took it about 2 hours and 10 minutes, but when it got it done, it pulled it out of the D rate and turned all the lights off and done the deal. It was good with it. But, you know, he really needed to learn how to do that with the software he's got. But, you know, if you don't want to, I understand. It's a lot of responsibility. Something goes wrong, yeah, it's on you. But it's getting ready to rain. As you can see, I done got in my ride and got packed up. We're going to call it an early day. Like, it's been 10-ish hours. You know, a short one. So I got to get on back out here tomorrow and get back at it, because I was on bigger, more important things when I'd done that. So I'll see y'all tomorrow. Thank you for watching Parked Up Garage.